You've probably noticed that AI is changing. For a long time, we've thought of it as something that answers our questions. But now it's starting to take actions. And this new capability is what people often call an AI agent. The name might sound a bit technical, but the idea behind it is actually very simple.
To start, let's just focus on this one key difference. A normal AI, it responds. You give it a prompt, and it gives you an answer. An AI agent, on the other hand, is designed to plan and act on its own. This, right here, is the central idea to keep in mind.
Our goal here is just to provide a simple overview. We won't be getting into all the technical details. Instead, this is meant to be a calm and clear foreview, just to help you see the big picture.
Okay, so with that in mind, what exactly is an AI agent?
At its core, an AI agent is simply an AI system that can work toward a goal you give it. It does this on its own, one step at a time. You don't have to tell it what to do at every single stage.
This really breaks down into four main abilities. First, it understands the goal. Second, it decides for itself what the next logical action should be. Third, it takes that action. And fourth, it checks to see if that action actually brought it closer to the goal.
And this brings us right back to that central point we started with. A normal AI responds, an AI agent receives a goal, and then it plans and acts to achieve it. That's the fundamental shift.
So how does an agent actually operate? Well, it follows a simple, continuous loop.
The whole process gets started with just a single clear goal that a person provides.
Once it has that goal, the agent starts its cycle. It observes the current situation, it plans just the next logical step, not the whole solution at once. Then it takes that one action, and finally it checks its progress.
Now this check is maybe the most important part of the loop. The agent is really just asking itself, did that last action help? Am I closer to my goal? And based on that answer, it decides what to do next. And then the cycle repeats until the task is done.
You know, one way to think of it is kind of like working with a human assistant. You give them a high-level task, and they're the ones who figure out the smaller steps to get it done. The agent does the same thing, just in a digital space.
Okay, that's the basic idea. Let's make it more practical and look at a simple, real-world example.
So imagine you give an AI agent a simple goal like this. Help me plan a weekend trip. Notice you're not telling it how to do it, you're just telling it the outcome you want.
An AI agent would take that goal and begin its loop. It might start by looking at your calendar for available dates. Then it might check some travel options, maybe flights or trains. It could shortlist a few places it thinks you might like, compare the costs, and finally present you with a suggested plan. The key is, it decided on all those steps by itself.
Now, it's really important to have a realistic view of this technology. So let's look at both its promise and its current limitations.
The benefits are pretty clear. Agents can reduce a lot of manual effort on certain tasks. They can work continuously, and they can connect a whole series of actions together, which is much more powerful than just a single response.
But the limitations are just as important to understand. Agents really depend on having clear goals. Vague instructions don't work well. They can, and they do, make mistakes, especially when things get complex. And crucially, they don't have human judgment. This brings us to a really key distinction. An agent is very good at following instructions. A human has common sense. This makes an agent a very useful tool, but not quite a true teammate. They aren't the same.
So the most important point is this. AI agents are useful tools, but at the end of the day, they are still tools, and they operate within the limits that are set for them.
So where do AI agents fit into the bigger picture of technology? Let's think about today and then the near future. Right now, agents are best for simple, very structured tasks. In the near future, we can probably expect them to handle longer, more complex workflows. And looking further out, they may be able to help with more connected and strategic decisions.
As we come to a close, it's good to remember that this was a Foreview, a high-level introduction to the main idea. Just understanding where this technology fits and where it doesn't is really the key takeaway.
And that leaves us with a simple question to consider. As this technology continues to evolve, how might a tool that can plan and act on its own change the way we approach our work